Some people believe helping a stranger is always a good thing. But what if the stranger isn't what you think? And what if the moment you help them, you can never come back? This happened to a woman named Annie, and after that night, no one ever saw her again. It was around 9 p.m. Annie had just left her office. She worked late that day, and by the time she stepped outside, the entire street felt unusually quiet. Not peaceful, just empty. Yellow streetlights flickered above her. A cold wind moved slowly through the road. There were no cars, no people, no sounds, except one, her footsteps. Tap, tap, tap. The sound echoed in the silence. She hugged her bag closer and kept walking. That's when she saw him. Near the side of the road, under a dim streetlight, stood a small child. A boy, maybe 6 or 7 years old. He was wearing dirty clothes. His hair looked messy, his face strangely pale. Too pale. But the strangest thing, he wasn't crying. He just stood there, looking at the road. Annie slowed down. A cold feeling crept into her chest. Every instinct told her to keep walking. But another voice inside her said, "He's just a child." She stopped a few steps away.
Hey, are you okay?
The boy slowly turned toward her. His eyes were calm, too calm for a lost child.
I am lost. My home is at the end of the road.
His voice sounded normal, but something about it felt hollow. Annie hesitated. She looked around. The street was completely empty. She couldn't leave a child alone here.
I'll walk with you.
The boy nodded, and they began walking. As they moved forward, the road became quieter. The streetlights grew farther apart. Shadows stretched longer. Annie tried to start a conversation.
What is your name?
The boy didn't reply. He just kept walking, slowly, silently. That's when she noticed something strange. She could hear her own footsteps, but not his. No sound, no breathing, nothing. A chill ran down her spine. She glanced down at the ground. Her shadow stretched beside her under the streetlight, but the boy had no shadow. Her heart skipped. She stopped walking. The boy stopped too, then slowly turned his head toward her.
Come, we're almost there.
Something inside her screamed to run, but her feet didn't move. She followed him. After a few minutes, the road ended. Ahead of them stood an old building, abandoned. Broken walls, dark windows, burn marks across the structure, and in front of it, a large iron gate. Locked. Rust covered its surface, chains wrapped tightly around it. The boy walked up to the gate and stopped. He stood there silently, looking at the building. Annie frowned.
Is this your home?
The boy said nothing. A strange unease filled the air. Then Annie noticed a small watchman cabin to the side of the gate. A dim light glowed inside. Relieved, she turned toward it.
I'll ask the watchman.
She said. As she took a step toward the cabin, clang! A loud metallic sound echoed behind her. She turned back and froze. The boy was now standing inside the gate. Inside. The chain and lock were still in place, unbroken, untouched. Her mind refused to understand. Her breathing became shallow. She stepped back slowly.
No, sir.
Fear flooded her chest. She turned and hurried toward the watchman cabin.
Sir, that child...
Before she could finish, the watchman's expression changed. Slowly, his face turned pale.
You saw him?
He asked quietly. Annie felt her throat tighten.
Yes, he is inside the gate. How did he get there?
The watchman stared at her, then whispered,
Madam, You're the third person this week.
Her blood ran cold. What? He swallowed.
10 years ago, this building caught fire. A child was trapped inside. No one could save him. The fire burned all night. People heard him screaming.
Annie felt her legs weaken. The watchman continued.
Since then, every few nights, that child appears on the road. He asks for help. And whoever helps him never comes back.
Suddenly, the iron gate behind them began to creak open on its own. A freezing wind rushed out, carrying the smell of smoke, burnt wood, burnt flesh. Annie stepped back in terror.
But I did not go inside. I just walked with him.
But something grabbed her hand, a small hand, ice cold. She looked down slowly. Burn marks began appearing on her skin, dark, spreading. The sound of fire filled the air, children screaming, crackling flames. Then the boy's voice, softly behind her.
Thank you. Now, you'll stay with me.
Everything went dark. The next morning, a small news article appeared in the local newspaper. Another burned body found inside abandoned building. No witnesses, no explanation. But in the background of the photo stood a small, pale child. And in the next page, a new shadow, Annie's. Some strangers are not meant to be helped, and some roads at night should never be walked alone.
And the next night, the streetlight flickered again. A small, barefoot child stood beneath it, but this time, he wasn't alone. Beside him, a young woman stood silently, her head slightly tilted, her eyes empty, her skin pale, almost gray. She didn't move, she didn't blink, she just watched the road, waiting. A passing driver later told police he saw them both, a woman and a child, standing in the middle of the empty street at 2:13 a.m. He thought they needed help. He almost stopped. Almost. Since that night, many people have reported the same thing, a lost little boy and a quiet young woman beside him. They don't chase, they don't scream, they just ask, "Hey, are you okay?" And if you ever see them on an empty road under a flickering light, don't answer. Because once you walk with them, you never walk back alone.